Good afternoon, Captain Medina here, and I am here to guide you through the Poetry Out Loud unit. I'm sorry I cannot be there today. I actually caught the flu over winter break, and I'm still trying to recover. So hopefully I will be back on Wednesday. That is my plan. But I just wanted to go over with you the schedule for Poetry Out Loud and get you started on your assignments, because this is a very quick unit and it's going to be pretty intense. But I think you will be successful if you work hard and you pay attention and get started and not wait till the last minute. So if you look at the schedule up here, we have a couple things going on in January for English 9. We are going to finish The Curious Incident of the Dog in the Nighttime. We are also going to be doing Poetry Out Loud. Poetry Out Loud does need to be finished by the middle of January because that's when we have our school competition. So that is going to be the priority at this point. You have 2 poems that you selected, actually 3, and you printed them all out before break. So you should have a copy of each of your poems. If you do not have a copy of your poems, a hard copy, you want to make sure that you get another one of them, perhaps during study hall or before class time tomorrow or for sure on Thursday. But you're going to need your poems every day in class. So today the goal is to have an overview of the 10 assignments and work time, which is what I'm going to talk about in this video. I will also be posting this video to Schoology in case you missed or you wanted to go back and review something. Wednesday, we'll continue The Curious Incident. Thursday, you'll have some examples to watch and we'll get some guided practice. I'll also talk about the scoring criteria. Monday, you're going to have some work time. Or Friday, half and half. Monday, work time, and then Curious Incident. And then you'll see that the first memorization test is going to be next Friday, 112, for your first poem. So you're going to decide which is your first poem, which is your second poem, and I'm going to have a memorization test ready for you where you will write out your poem from memory, or you'll actually fill in the blanks to a poem that has words removed from it. And then on Tuesday, the 16th, the day after Martin Luther King Day, we will recite poem number 1 on stage in the auditorium. Now before that day, I think on the 10th and the 11th, it says practice recitations. So those are going to be the days that we're going to go into the auditorium and you're going to actually practice with the microphone and that kind of thing. So we'll have some practice time in class. And then written memorization test number 2 on Wednesday, the 17th. And then 118, recite poem number 2. So you should have both your poems recited for grades by the 18th, which is in 3 weeks. And it's going to be quick. So you'll want to be spending a lot of time with your poems these next 3 weeks. And so in order to help you master your poems, I've created a set of assignments that are proven to help students A, understand their poems, B, work on memorization techniques, and C, work on presentation and speaking skills. So I have 10 of them, and you're going to choose the ones that you want to complete for your 100 points. Now, if you want 100 points for the Poetry Out Loud assignments, you're going to want to complete all 10 of them for your 2 poems that you're actually reciting from memory. You don't have to do these assignments for the 3rd poem, just the 2 poems that you've chosen. So you want to first decide if you want to change any of those poems out, but you want to make sure that you have the order correct right away. So all the Poetry Out Loud assignments are due by Monday the 22nd, which is after our recitations. I recommend getting them done before the recitations because the whole purpose of them is to help you memorize, practice, and learn your poems. So if you look up here at the top, I have 10 assignments that you're going to choose from, and actually we'll go to Schoology in a minute and look at the assignments. Maybe you've already started looking at them. But if you complete all 10, you'll get 100 points. If you complete 9, 95, and so on. So if you're happy with a 75, just do 6 of them for both poems. So you have to do them for both poems, though. So, like I said, I'm repeating, both poems. So we're going to go to Schoology, and I'm going to go into more detail about what exactly this looks like. Okay, here we go. Now, here we are in English 9B. Make sure you're in English 9B because the Schoology courses for last semester are still viewable by you. They will be archived, I think, after the deadline for incompletes, which is the 3rd, I think, so tomorrow. they should be archived after tomorrow. So by Thursday they should be gone. But you want to make sure that you're in the one that says English 9B, period 7 and period 5. It's got this cool English icon that says language, write, read, English. And it's got third quarter folder, fourth quarter folder, and a poetry out loud folder. Now, over on the side, you'll see there's a bunch of things for English coming up. So we've got RPD for the week. We've got written memorization test number 1 next Friday. And then the following Tuesday, we've got poem 1 recitation, written memorization, poem number 2 recitation. And then on the 22nd, it's got these assignments: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So there's actually 12 assignments for us to look at. So what does that mean? You get to pick 10. So there's 2 you can get rid of. Or if you want extra credit, you can get extra credit by doing all 12, and I'll give you 110 points if you did all 12. So that'd be 5 points per extra assignment that you did. Now, if you go into the Poetry Out Loud assignment or folder here, it will give you each of the assignments here. So no, we're just going to go through them. Visual assignment number 1. This is a drawing assignment. So it says, in each assignment, it tells you what you need to do. Draw a picture for each poem, showing the poem in only pictures. Or, all right, had a little bit of a brain blip there. So this is a drawing assignment. You're going to draw pictures for your poem. So on 11 by 17 sheet of paper, the only text allowed is the title of the poem and the poet, and the rest of the poem should be depicted in pictures. So think of this as like emojis or pictures to show the meanings of the words. And why would you do an assignment like this? This is just to help you visualize the words in the poem. So if it says a boat beneath a sunny sky, you might draw a boat underneath a picture of a sun with maybe some clouds to show the sky. So if you were to look at the picture, you could say, oh, a boat beneath a sunny sky. So you're drawing out the poem in pictures. You can do this for both poems. So if you like to draw, that's one assignment. Going on to the next one. The next visual assignment is a Google slideshow. So this is basically just taking your poem and putting it into a slideshow that has at least 5 slides per poem. And basically you copy the words or type the words of the poem into your slideshow and then put some pictures to show the imagery in the poem. So a boat beneath a sunny sky, for example, you could find a picture of a boat, sunny sky. So it's basically the same thing as the drawing assignment, but you're actually manipulating technology and creating a slideshow for your 2 poems. That's assignment number 2. You'll notice that some of these assignments are really easy. They don't take that long. Number 3 is create a video of you reciting each poem out loud. This one is super important. This is a very good assignment for you to do because it gives you practice in actually presenting your poem without having an audience looking at you. You could do it at home in your bedroom. You could do it in the hall during study hall. So basically, I just want you to practice good physical presence, appropriate gestures, and speaking in a rate that makes the most sense of your poem. So I do want you to be standing when you do this poem. I just want to see the top half of your body, so like from your stomach up, your head, so that we can see your posture. You're going to stand and hold the poem in front of you, not in front of your face, because we want to see your facial expressions. And so how do you do this on a Chromebook? There are multiple ways. One of them is called Screencast-O-Matic, and I was going to show you how to use that today, but I'm not at school today. So tomorrow, that's one of the things I want to show you for sure. But if you just Google it, Screencast-O-Matic, you can actually log into Screencast-O-Matic using your Google account and save a video. I'm actually using Screencast-O-Matic right now to make this video. So that's how you could do it. Or you could use your cell phone and then upload the video to Schoology as well. So number 4 is a Poplet. Now we did Poplet a while back, and so you can create a Poplet of your poems, basically typing them out and and including some pictures for additional credit. So that's one of the options. Those are the visual ones. Now move on to the auditory. So auditory, you can do 3 different auditory recordings. Why do I have 3? You might be asking. I have 3 so that you can practice the poem 3 different times in 3 different ways. So each audio assignment has a different requirement. The first one here says, read your poem clearly, slowly, and with good volume. So you're making sure you're saying every single word clearly with good volume. So it might not sound the way you're going to give it on stage, but it gives you a chance to pronounce the words correctly. Now when you start submitting these, I will actually give you some comments and say, hey, good job on this, or maybe you should work on the pronunciation of this, that kind of thing. So that's number 1 of audio. Number 2 is out loud. So, this is a dictation. So I'm going to show you this as well. But in Google Docs, you can actually dictate what you want the document to say by reading to your computer, and then it will type what you say. Just another way for you to work on articulation and pronunciation. So you would submit a screenshot of your recording of this. Number 3 is another audio one. This time, give the poem tone and emphasis. So this Thursday, I'm going to talk about tone and emphasis in class, but using different tones. Is it a happy poem, sad poem, sarcastic poem? What are some ways you could deliver this poem? Okay. Number 4 is a third audio, and this time, emphasize your words and try to deliver them in a different manner than before. And I don't know why that 4 is there, but it's there. And be sure to speak with clarity and emphasis. Now, I did find an extension on Chrome that helps you record audio, but if you want to use your phones to record the audio and then just upload that audio to Schoology, if you know how to do that, that is also fine for you to do that. But I think there is a Chrome extension called Audio Record that will help you to record audio, and maybe I'll make a video on that a little bit later to show you that. So yeah, that's Audio Record. And then we go on to the tactile assignments. So number 1 is writing your poem. So I have 3 assignments where you're actually going to write out, or 2 assignments where you're going to write out each poem 5 times on paper. 5 times on paper for each poem. Now this is a little laborious, takes a little bit of time, but writing things out really helps with memory. So you're going to use your notebook paper. You could even start with this one today. Just take out your notebook and just start writing out the poem. The more you write things out, the more you're going to commit them to memory. And this is a great way for memorization techniques, is just, you know, writing out your poem. I will determine this grade by your penmanship, effort, and time. Now, this one is required. I didn't say that earlier, but there is one assignment that is required, and it's the poetry vocabulary assignment. And I didn't put anything in here. Bad, Medina. But what I'm going to put in here is that you're going to, it's going to be your My Vocabulary assignment for the next 3 weeks, actually. And so what you're going to do is you're going to find some words to define and do some work with them. I have to go back in and actually fix this, but just know that you are going to be doing some vocab words from your poems, so you might want to just start picking out some vocab words and getting them ready for this assignment when I have it ready. It's something I'm going to have to do next. I haven't gotten that done. It appears. So I'm not going to talk about that one too much, but you are going to do My Vocabulary. And then for both poems, you're going to do this paragraph analysis of each poem. And so you're going to do a summary analysis of the poem and write about what the poem's about in 100 words. And this one you can Google, you know, what is this poem about, as long as you cite your sources. But I just want you to give me an idea of it, that you know what the poem is about. And so that's what that one is. And then number 4 is writing out your poems 5 times again. So 12 assignments for you to choose from. You can definitely get started on some of them today. I recommend that you do get started on some of them today, because you're not going to have a lot of class time. You'll have some class time, and when all said and done, I will grade what you did. And so, like I said at the very beginning, complete 10 assignments for an A+, and so on and so forth. So what I would like you to do now for the rest of the hour is to actually pull out your poems and get started on any of these assignments. If you have questions about the audio, video, or some of those other assignments, I can definitely help you when I come back, but you can definitely get started with writing your poems out, or some of those other assignments that are pretty self-explanatory. And hopefully I'll be back tomorrow, but I just wanted to get you started on these assignments, make sure that you're ready for Poetry Out Loud, and I will update the vocab assignment as soon as possible. So have a great day, guys. See you soon.